Hi, this is Eric from Hitbox Gaming. Epic Games recently revealed the next generation game engine, Unreal Engine 5. Utilizing film quality art assets, dynamic lighting, and photorealism, the future of gaming is filled with endless possibilities. Without a doubt, Unreal Engine is one of the best advanced real-time 3D creation platforms for visuals and immersive experiences. Before the release of Unreal Engine 5 in 2021, check out this list I made of the top 25 PS4 games created using Unreal Engine. Street Fighter 5, a fighting game developed by Capcom and Dimps and published by Capcom. The game is focused between two fighters using a variety of attacks and special abilities to knock each other out. Showing off what Unreal Engine 4 can do, the game received praise for its graphics and gameplay. Outlast 2, a first-person psychological horror survival video game developed and published by Red Barrels. Like the previous titles, the game is built using Unreal Engine 3. Red Barrels developers commented that in this way, they can take all the assets from the previous game such as animation, scripts, and 3D models. Darksiders 3, a hack-and-slash action-adventure video game developed by Gunfire Games and published by THQ Nordic. It is a sequel to Darksiders 2 and the third entry in the Darksiders series. In this game, players assume the role of Fury in her quest to hunt down and dispose of the 7 deadly sins. Using Unreal Engine 4, they designed the game to look like a stylized, cartoonish world. Conan Exiles, an online multiplayer survival video game developed and published by Funcom. Survive in a vast open world set in the world of Conan the Barbarian, with a custom playable character you will create. Conan Exiles is a sandbox, build-a-home video game where you will dominate your enemies in a single or a multiplayer session. Guilty Gear Xrd, a fighting video game subseries by Arc System Works as a part of the Guilty Gear series. Using Unreal Engine 3, the developers used 3D cel-shaded graphics instead of traditional hand-drawn sprites. With a total cast of 23 unique characters, tons of game modes, flashy graphics, and stunning art, surely it is one of the best 2D fighting games you can play on your PlayStation 4 right now. Code Vein, an open-world action role-playing video game set in a post-apocalyptic dystopian environment and played from a third-person perspective, developed and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Code Vein features punishing gameplay inspired from the From Software's Soul series. This game allows you to team up with an AI partner or a friend in a co-op multiplayer to venture out the world to defeat overpowered enemies. A unique, heartfelt story bursting with imagination, Concrete Genie is an action-adventure game developed by Pixelopus exclusively for PlayStation 4. The game will challenge you to come up with new and creative ideas, new designs, and new places to put them around a small town named Denska. Venture around the town while being creative and encountering enemies from time to time. Tekken 7, a fighting game developed and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment using Unreal Engine 4. The Tekken series has a long-standing reputation in arcades and console players. Similar to other 3D fighting games, Tekken 7 focuses on utilizing space, timing dodges and blocks, and lateral movement during combat. The game has over 52 playable characters and each of them has their own rage art and rage drive, a finisher move that has been introduced as a new feature in Tekken 7. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, a gothic-themed Metroidvania developed by Artplay and published by 505 Games using Unreal Engine 4. In this game, you will play as Miriam and will battle through a monster-filled castle and defeat its master to save yourself and all of humanity. The game was created by the former producer of Castlevania series. Obviously, this game was inspired from Castlevania and a worthy successor of that game. Built using Unreal Engine 4, Bandai Namco created a perfect combat flight simulator action game, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. Feel the thrill of engaging aircraft experience and soar through photorealistic skies with full 360 degrees movement. Relive the story of Goku and his comrades in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. published by Bandai Namco Entertainment and developed by CyberConnect 2 using Unreal Engine 4. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is an open-world action role-playing video game that made us remember why Dragon Ball's story is one of the best. The game is broken up into multiple sagas, beginning in the first saga known as the Saiyan Saga, followed by the Frieza Saga, Cell Saga, and Majin Buu Saga. As of this moment, this is the latest Dragon Ball Z game and the finest adaptation of the original anime. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, a dark fantasy action-adventure game developed and published by the studio Ninja Theory. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is inspired by Norse mythology and Celtic culture. The game is a mix of several genres, including hack and slash, puzzle solving, and psychological horror. As an independent game company, Ninja Theory made the game have the quality and the production values of any AAA game on the market, with the help of Unreal Engine 4. Rocket League, a vehicular soccer video game developed and published by Psyonix using Unreal Engine 3. The game is described as soccer but with rocket-powered cars. The graphics and overall presentation of the game really reach the highest potential of Unreal Engine 3. Rocket League includes casual and competitive online matches and a fully featured offline season mode. A collection of remasters of the Spyro series. Spyro Reignited Trilogy is a platform video game developed by Toys for Bob and published by Activision. With the help of Unreal Engine 4, the game is graphically overhauled, but the layouts of each level remain the same as in the original games, including the location of enemies and items. Kingdom Hearts 3, an action role-playing video game developed and published by Square Enix. It is the 12th installment in the Kingdom Hearts series and serves as a conclusion of the Dark Seeker saga. Gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 3 is similar to its predecessors, with hack and slash and action RPG elements. The director of the game said that the updated graphical capabilities allowed the development team to depict the worlds of the original Disney films close to their original form as possible. Experience the award-winning Bioshock franchise in a remastered collection of the Bioshock video game series. Bioshock The Collection. The original Bioshock 1 and 2 was built using Unreal Engine 2.5, while Bioshock Infinite was built using Unreal Engine 3. The remastered collection is developed by Blind Squirrel Games and published by 2K Games. The collection features upgraded versions of these games to support higher display resolutions and frame rates. Mortal Kombat 11, a brutal fighting game developed by NetherRealm Studios and published by Warner Bros. Using Unreal Engine 3. Alongside the returning fatalities, brutalities, and stage fatalities, new gameplay features are introduced in this game, such as fatal blows and crushing blows. If you're into gory, fast-paced fighting games that include a deep combat system, then this game is for you. The Outer Worlds, a sci-fi action role-playing video game developed by Obsidian Entertainment and published by Private Division using Unreal Engine 4. Choices matter in this game. As you traverse a space colony, the character you decide to become will determine how the story unfolds. The game focuses on action gameplay, although some places have a greater emphasis on narrative, problem-solving, and logic puzzles. What Remains of Edith Finch, an immersive adventure game developed by Giant Sparrow and published by Annapurna Interactive using Unreal Engine 4. The game centers on the perspective of Edith, a member of the Finch family, afflicted by a curse that causes every member but one of each generation to die in unusual ways. Learn about the mysteries of the family and explore the Finch house through a series of rooms, footpaths, and secret crawl spaces. Become a Jedi and master lightsaber combat in Star Wars Jedi: Fallen Order, an action-adventure game developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts using Unreal Engine 4. Assume the role of Cal Kestis with a customizable lightsaber and the power of Force. The game's design includes a deep combat system and aspects of Metroidvania map. Dragon Quest XI: Echoes of an Elusive Age, a role-playing video game developed and published by Square Enix using Unreal Engine 4. The game is an entry in the long-running Dragon Quest video game series. Dragon Quest XI continues the gameplay of its predecessors, in which the player will explore worlds and fight against various monsters. The characters and the world are rendered in a cel-shaded style that emphasize the beauty of the art design. Days Gone, an action-adventure survival horror video game developed by Bend Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment exclusively for PlayStation 4. The game is built using Unreal Engine 4. Days Gone is set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon 2 years after the start of a global pandemic which almost killed all humanity. You'll play as Deacon and fight mindless nocturnal zombie-like creatures throughout the game. Batman Arkham Knight, a superhero action-adventure video game developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment using Unreal Engine 3. The game is based on the DC Comics superhero Batman and the fourth main installment in the Batman Arkham series. Batman Arkham Knight introduces Rocksteady's uniquely designed version of the Batmobile. The highly anticipated addition of this legendary vehicle, combined with the acclaimed combat system of the Arkham series, this game offers the players the complete Batman experience as they fight off multiple villains to save Gotham City. Borderlands 3, an action role-playing first-person shooter video game developed by Gearbox Software and published by 2K Games using Unreal Engine 4. It is the sequel to 2012's Borderlands 2 and the fourth entry in the main Borderlands series. Continue the saga and explore new worlds and fight strong enemies and save your home from the most ruthless cult leaders in the galaxy. The game can be played in either single player or multiplayer depending on the player's choice. And the top one on the list, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the most anticipated video game in 2020, was developed and published by Square Enix using Unreal Engine 4. Final Fantasy VII Remake is the first in a planned series of games remaking the original 1997 PlayStation game, Final Fantasy VII. The player will assume the role of Cloud Strife, a former Shinra soldier turned mercenary who joins the eco-terrorist group Avalanche. As the story unfolds, you will meet beloved characters that will join you in your adventures. Barrett Wallace, Tifa Lockhart, and Aerith Gainsborough. The gameplay combines real-time action with strategic and role-playing elements. Exploration and battle mechanics both take place in real time. While the game has more real-time elements, strategic elements will still remain, such as selecting weapons and magic for each character to wield. The expectations for this game were far too high, yet Final Fantasy VII Remake managed to deliver high-quality content, entertaining gameplay, lovable characters, and memorable story. And those are the top 25 PS4 games created using Unreal Engine. If you love this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching!